I got a Drytron Alpha. I got a Fractal. I got a Rock.
I thought my jokes were bad.
What's going on, guys? LoganJYA here, and I'm super hyped because I went undefeated with ADAMANCIPATORs this week. This deck is absolutely insane, and we made it more competitive than ever for this current build. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so for more Yu-Gi-Oh content, and I don't want to preface this too much. Shout out to Team YuGiOh, shout out to Your Playmat, our sponsors, link in the description for custom sleeves and playmats, a whole lot more. Let's get into this deck profile and combo tutorial.
The Boulder's gonna win this in a landslide.
What's going on, guys? LoganJYA here, and I've got an undefeated ADAMANCIPATOR deck profile. That's right, I finally started going back to locals, and I went undefeated with rocks. It was awesome. I wanted to play this deck so I could win with it, and I'm so glad I was able to do so and pull an ultimate in permanence. It was such a perfect day, and I'm glad it all worked out together. So I want to show you guys this build. This is the competitive build. You guys smashed the like goal on the last ADAMANCIPATOR list, so I wanted to show you guys how I actually play this deck at events. Let's get into it. Alright, homies, starting things off, I'm going to go through this stuff super quick. Triple Researcher, of course. You want to do your research, just like Jiraiya, right? Triple Seeker, of course, it's another name, and Triple Analyzer. You're playing all the names, they're all your extenders and your core engine pieces. Why would you not play them? 9 cards that do so much to build a whole deck around rocks. We're also playing the one blue rock still. Solid blue rock, brother. I love drawing cards, it's pretty nice. Follow that up with Quackimero engine. Triple Supplier is mandatory. It's a chain blocker, it's a searcher, it generates you that oh so special hand advantage, and the Triple Guardians, because we don't like hand traps. We like saying no to hand traps. That's why we max out on that. Absolutely mandatory. Moving on from there, again, guys, that word is not there. This is just Roxy's. It's a rock card, right? Solid rocks. It's the only time I'm ever going to play this. And the one water guy, because we need him. We actually are fine with playing the water guy. You don't need Lamseys for this build. 1,000 is more than 500. That's all I got to say on that. Moving on from there, I'm still on Triple Doki. Someone was complaining in my stream the other day that you don't just put 3 of everything in a deck to make it good. Well, guess what? Let me tell you something, okay? Playing Triple Doki is good because it means that you're going to hit it off your ADAMANCIPATORs more often. You could easily cut this card down. I'm going to tell you right now, my main deck is 44 cards. That's a lot, guys. That's a lot. So you could totally cut some of these if you wanted to. And I do find myself siding copies out from time to time. But overall, it's such a good card. It's one of your core engine pieces. When you hit this off of a rock, it feels good to know that you're going to be extending that much further. It also gives you access to your Herald of the Arclight, so we like playing that. Triple Doki. Now for the next engine, we are doing 1 Tackle Crusader and 1 Revival Golem. I think the Miracle Rupture and Foolish Burial engine is all but essential in solid rocks, so I highly encourage everybody to play it right now. I think this is the best way to play the list. It gives you that going second potential with 3 different cards in your deck that give you reactability in the form of the Tackle Crusader to set windows, to bounce problematic cards like Floodgates, or gives you extension in the form of the Revival Golem. It's really, really, really good, so I highly encourage y'all to play it. Moving on from there, we still got the Triple Parallel Exceed. We are playing this guy. This card is phenomenal. Make Abyss Dweller. Make Gallant Granite. It's really, really good. Moving on from there. Or Link Line. You can also do that. 1 Plague Spreader Zombie. We like putting bricks back, okay? There's a lot of times, like, I think this is kind of essential too. A lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. Shout out to Andrew Dullock, by the way, for using this in his Synchro Eldritch build, or Synchro Combo build. Oh yeah, y'all know where that came from, baby. I love you, Andrew, but that's me. Moving on. Dark Magician and Red Eyes. We're still playing Dragoon. We have to play Dragoon. Dragoon is so good. When you get hand trapped, you just make Dragoon. If they hand trap you at a certain point and you can't go any further, it sucks. But having access to the Dragoon and topping off your board with such a awesome boss monster is very important. Or if you get interrupted, can't get too far, and you can only end on Dragoon, that's still pretty good. It's better than nothing, right? And they're probably going to struggle to kill you through it. Let's move on to spell cards. We've got triple of the TTT, Triple Tactics Talent. We are main decking 3 of this. It's another card, a reactive card against the hand traps. It gives you playability going second. It's actually really good. I used it to steal an Appaloosa today in a match that I ended up winning against Dragon Link. It was really, really good. I highly encourage y'all to play this card. It's really good. It's surprisingly strong. If you guys want to cut down to 40, you could cut a Doki in these 3 and boom, you've got an all gas, no breaks ADAMANCIPATOR build and you're good to go. But I like having these in the main deck, so it's up to you. We are doing the one called Buy 2. Sacked by the Grave. You gotta play it. So those are our reactive cards, especially to the hand traps. And for our extension cards, we've got triple Adamantipator signs, mandatory at 3, guys. You want to summon back those rocks from the graveyard. You want to stack those cards. It's so good. There's so many times where this will help me either play through an interruption or extend even further beyond, or stack that one rock that I was missing, like a Roxy's or a Guardian. So you got to play 3 of this, and then also the one Reborn, which is basically just another copy of signs, but even better. Moving on from there, I mentioned this package earlier, 2 Miracle Rupture and the 1 Foolish Burial. These are basically 3 copies of Foolish Burial because they all send rocks. You have to use it. You send your Foolish Burial. I'm an idiot. You send the Revival Golem or the Tackle Crusader, or sometimes if you have the signs in hand, it's even more beneficial to send an Analyzer or a different name you haven't used yet. So keep those plays in mind when you're doing it. And then the last 2 cards in the main deck, the 1 Red Eyes Fusion for the Dragoon play, and then the 1 Pranks. We're going to ignore that first part, right? It shuffles back your engine of those cards and gives you a free draw in the end phase, which oftentimes can become your Dragoon negate or extension into the next turn. I find it really good to play a target to search off of the Cock-a-doodle-doo. You don't have to play it, but I think it is quite beneficial. So, you know, again, it's another cuttable slot, but I love having it occupied by the Pranks. That's it for the main deck, guys. Let's rock into the side deck and then the extra deck. Now, the side deck is pretty similar to the last Adamantipator build I did, so if you want more in-depth explanations, go check out that video. First and foremost, triple Droll for the Drytron. Drytron is one of the matches that this deck struggles with, especially if you have Force to go second. Moving on from there, I've got triple Forbidden Droplets. I'm actually feeling a little iffier about this card because I don't think paying the hand cost is as good in this deck as it would normally be, and I'd rather max out on our next card, which is the triple Dark Ruler no more, or the double Dark Ruler, excuse me, and maybe use those other 2 slots for something else. So I'm just explaining that today. I did go undefeated with this build today. Droplets only came up 1 time when I had it and used it. But overall, I probably see myself cutting it for something else that's a little bit less costly. And I'll talk about what that's going to be in a second. I'm currently playing 1 Lightning Storm. I would probably cut the other 2 droplets for 2 more copies of Lightning Storm, just being 100% honest. So 1 copy of droplets would become the 3rd Dark Ruler, and the other 2 would become triple Lightning Storm. That is probably how I'd do it, but I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. What would you do? What do you think would be better? I'm still doing double Twin Twisters, and then the 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. I felt so bad for the Eldritch player I played against. I opened up Lightning Storm and Harpy's Feather Duster, and he still didn't have a Judgment set, so it didn't really matter. I just wiped out all of his back row, and he kind of got schmacked. I felt really bad about that, but you gotta do what you gotta do, man. So we gotta play the Harpies. And then finally, a Pointer. Yo, pointing was really good in Game 2, because I lost Game 1 against Eldritch. No cap, he won die roll and he had too much back row and I just couldn't play. But Game 2, I pointed at him and I ripped that one problematic card out of his hand, and it was really, really good. I had knowledge of everything he had. I knew exactly how to play out my turn. I'm telling you, I'm really thinking that a Pointer might be the way in this deck. So I know I was talking in my last video how, you know, Solemn Judgment might be better. I don't know, man. I'm really starting to like pointing at things. Now let's go into the extra deck and finish this off. There are some significant divergences from our last build. So, starting things off, we've still got this package of the 1 Meow and the 1 Cock-a-doodle-doo. You gotta play them for this particular engine and build. I think it's the best build. The pure build is good because you get to take advantage of the friends, but I don't think the friends is as good, applicable, generic, lets you climb as hard as this particular engine. The 1 of the Halki Fibrax, of course you gotta play that. Mandatory, the Halk is beautiful. The 1 Verte to go up into the Dragoon, the 1 IP Masquerena. Cuttable slot, absolutely a flex spot, but it did come up a few times today where I was able to end with this on my big board. It was pretty good. You can tag out into our Unicorn, which is really good, further interruption on the opponent's turn, as well as the Apollosa, although more oftentimes than not you're summoning this on the first turn, as you guys know. The 1 Access Code Talker to clean out games. Big PP, big damage, you already know. Moving on to Synchros, we got the Herald of the Arclight, which was extremely good today. I was summoning this so often with a Doki and a name, and it was really clutch, as well as the Anti-Droplets card. You can't send monsters from your hand. That means that you're pretty safe from the droplets if they have commit something to the board. Moving on from there, we've got the 1 Risen Raptite. Of course, you know how broken this card is. Shout out to Brio for the gorgeous artwork. Apparently, we got more coming in, and you'll see it in the next Adamancipator update. We got the Dragite as well for the bouncing cards. I felt bad. I only summoned this 1 time all day today, but still, phenomenal card. Non-targeting removal is essential. And then we got the Boral Savage for the negation. Moving into the X-Seed package, we've got the Gallant Granite for the searching and the Abyss Abyss Dweller for the blanket negation. Again, this is a bit of a flex spot, but I'm pretty firm that Abyss Dweller is essential. And finally, the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. You already saw the package, you already knew we were playing it. So that's everything for this deck profile, guys. I really hope you enjoy my competitive list of Adamancipators. Let's do a quick test hand and round this out. Alright guys, to wrap up this video, you already know how we do it. We're going to do a test hand / combo tutorial to show you what the deck can do. So I'm giving the deck a couple riffles. Let's give it one more good one, and then we'll give it a final cut like so, and we'll see how we open. Alright, starting things off, here's our opening hand. We got Roxy's, we got Exceed, we got Analyzer, and we've got Talents. So again, not the most resilient hand. Oh, what am I saying? We're chain blocking the Roxy's. We're going to take what we can get, right? So we'll start things off with normal summon that Roxy's, and we will link 1 for that Meow. We'll go Roxy's effect, chain link 1, parallel Exceed, chain link 2. So Exceed will summon to the zone that Meow points to, and Roxy's will banish that extra copy from our hand and give us a free draw. Revival Golem, which is 100% dead, but doesn't really matter for our purposes. We're going to special summon out that copy of the Dropsies from the deck, wherever it may hide. And then we're going to use Exceed's effect on the field to special summon a second copy of itself. Like so. For our next trick, we're going to take these two and turn them off into the Cock-a-doodle-doo. Throw it over here just for good measures. And we'll use Dropsies chain link 1, Cock chain link 2. We want to chain block that Dropsies. It's more important that that resolves than the Cock-a-doodle-doo does, because we want that level 4 in rotation. So we'll get the last copy of Roxy's out of deck. Give it a quick shuffle. We searched our pranks, which gives us even more hand advantage, which feels pretty good, right? I think it feels pretty good. Next, we're going to overlay our 2 monsters on the far left with the Gallant Granite and use his effect. This will search us out a copy of Researcher, like so. And we control plenty of rocks. Absolutely plenty of rocks. So let's give this a good cut. Boom, like so. And we will special summon that Researcher and use its effect to excavate the top 5. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we're hitting a Doki. Pretty good stuff. Summon that to the board, and then we can go on from here by taking that Researcher and that Gallant and turning it into an Halky Fibrax underneath the Cock-a-doodle-doo, using his effect to summon the Plague Spreader from the deck. And then from here, to retain all gas as much as possible and stay as safe as possible, I'm actually going to take a 3-piece Apollousa on the far left like so. So boom, we got our 3-piece Apo over here. Let's proceed to play. We're going to use that Doki's effect. We're going to pitch that Revival Golem that's doing absolutely nothing in our hand and summon out a free copy of Analyzer from the deck, which will give us further extension. Like so. Summon that Analyzer. Give it a couple shuffles. Give the deck a quick cut. We'll use Analyzer's effect to excavate the top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice hit. We get the Quackymare Guardian on the far left. We'll definitely rock on with that guy. And we'll take our Doki and our Analyzer, and we will turn that into a Raptite in the middle. Raptite's effect will then activate, and we can excavate another 5. And we hit the perfect guy. Our friend Seeker is joining the party. The last rock name that we have yet to use. So we're special summoning him out, and we'll use his effect for another 5. So close to a whiff, but we end up getting another Doki. Now, mind you, we have already used the Doki Doki effect, so we'll not be able to take advantage of that again, but that's okay. We are in a really good situation here. Let's sync those two guys off to summon the Herald of the Arclight over here like so. Then we can use any card in our hand, it really doesn't matter, for our Plague Spreader Zombie. In this situation, I'm going to leave the Analyzer and use the Talents to special summon our guy back here, like so. He will get banished, and our Raptite will go to grave to summon our Borreload Savage Dragon in the middle. We'll use Savage's effect to equip the Cock-a-doodle-doo to him for extra negates. We'll then link these two guys off. You could leave the Quackymare on field as another monster negate, but where we're going, we don't need extra monster negates. Omni negates are even better. Let's summon that Verte Anaconda, use his effect, sending the Red Eyes Fusion from deck to grave for cost, paying our 2,000 life points, which will put us at 7,000 because we did gain 1,000 for our Dropsies. Sending those materials, the 2 Red Eyes pieces will get banished since we control Herald, and we'll summon the Dark Dragoon on the far left. We're not done yet here. We're going to activate that Pranks, move to end phase, shuffle back 3 cards, those being our Meow Meow, our Roxy's, and our Dropsies into the deck, like so. Give it a nice good shuffle. a final cut for good measures, and then draw 1. So, Foolish Burial. Who really cares, right? So let's look at this end board here, okay? We're looking at 3 Negate Apollousa on the top, an Omni Negate with our Herald, a Omni Negate with our Savage, an Omni Negate with our Dragoon, 2 follow-up cards in hand. Absolutely phenomenal board. It's going to be very hard for any deck to play through this. Now, if you guys like this Adamantipator deck profile, don't forget to leave a like, comment down below what you think about this, and let me know what you do differently. What do you think of this combo? These boards are crazy. This deck went undefeated, and I'm so proud of it. I love RNG-based decks. Anyway, that's all I got today. LoganJYA signing off. Have a great day, and I'll see you chumps later. Peace.
心の隙間埋め